To RDO and company, thank you. It's awesome what you're doing. Keep up the good work. It's very much appreciated by all the farmers that this is able to be done. And to the other sponsors who sponsor and donate to this cause, it is absolutely wonderful. I wish more people would donate to the cause, because without farm rescue, there's a lot of these farmers that would not be around anymore. They'd have to quit.
And thank Ron Offit and RDO, and we've been customers and own John Deere tractors of our own, and my dad passed away in November 2012. We had two parts men come up from Bismarck, North Dakota, for my dad's funeral, and they gave us this great big John Deere coin bank and a floral arrangement for his funeral, and that was just awesome that they were able to take the time out to come out for my dad's funeral. And
great bunch of guys. My husband's father came from Cannon Falls, Minnesota, and he homesteaded here in 1907. And we've been on this. Michael is only the third generation on this farm.
We're basically running wheat, raising wheat and new sunflowers, and we have about 75 head of Angus and Red Angus and Galway Cross beef cattle. And yeah, it keeps a person pretty busy. My dad passed away in November of 2012, and I was fortunate enough to get 800 bales of hay put up last year on my own. And my mother said I'm getting older, so I should go for a physical, and that's when the doctors found a 4-centimeter tumor on my right kidney, and then they found a couple of smaller ones on my left kidney, and they figured I could fall down and land on my back and bleed to death before the ambulance ever arrived. And so in March they decided to take both my kidneys out, and I've been on dialysis 3 times a week now.
Well, I can elaborate some more on Michael's ailment that started all this. He was born with a condition called tuberous sclerosis, where you can get tumors anywhere in your body. And they can be in your eyes, your speech, your heart, or most any place. It could paralyze you for life. And he had convulsions at about 6 years of age, and they didn't know why. And finally, when he was about almost 9, they found out that what it was, and they told us, and they said he'd never live to be 15 years of age. And there were 4 other young people in the state that had the same condition, and within less than 5 years they had all passed away. But his condition was fairly mild, they said, and he's now 50 years old. So quite a miracle. We had a fellow by the name of Clay McPeak. He was taking care of our cattle, and he said, have you ever thought about applying to Farm Rescue for help? And I said, no, I hadn't. Well, he talked to Gary Decker, who volunteers with Farm Rescue, and he was a classmate of mine in high school. And so when Michael was in the hospital, Gary came and brought an application up, and everybody said, oh, it's so difficult to fill out this application. It takes days. Well, I looked at the application and I laid it down for several days, being a chicken. I figured it was going to be so hard to fill it out. Well, when I actually started filling it out, it wasn't that bad at all. It was very simple. So I mailed it in. And the next thing I knew, got a phone call, you've been accepted, which is awesome.
Yeah. I figured that after my surgery, it would be just a couple of weeks that I would be able to get going again, and we figure we have to do a lot of stuff on our own nowadays, and we're probably too proud to ask for any help, and I'd get recovered from my surgery, and then I would just have to go for dialysis 3 times a week. But then the weather kind of took a change for the worse, and then everybody was getting set back with rain delays and the like. So it's been a great help to me thus far.
Yes, it was difficult to ask for help. I guess mostly it was just plain offered, and they said, "Yeah, you better accept it." And with how he was recovering from surgery and the things that he was able to do, I guess I had the mindset that, hey, he was in too good of health to require farm rescue. But as time passed by, it got more obvious that, hey, there has to be something done. And there was too much for him to do when you're gone 3 days a week. And I was going down with him 3 times a week till about the 14th of May when I quit. And that was the day I got the phone call that we're down here by Strasburg. We'll be in your yard at 7:30 this evening, and can we have some supper? And they were here 7:30 on the dot, farm rescue.
Here they came in the yard 24 hours later after the wheat was clean, and everything just fell together like it was meant to be. And we were in contact with our fertilizer supplier, and they were able to bring a fertilizer spreader truck up and spread fertilizer right in front of them, and that it's just unbelievable how they got it all put in 2.5 days.
The volunteers were absolutely awesome, and they had a good sense of humor and hanging around with me. They finally figured out that, hey, this is a fun place to be. And then when they complimented the cooking, that it was some of the best meals they'd ever had, I said, oh, that made me feel really good. So I miss them. I just wish we could have had more time to get more acquainted with them. But John Weebner and I have been in contact and emailing back and forth and a few phone calls. And Bill Gross, the founder of Farm Rescue, there are not enough words to begin to describe what a wonderful, wonderful man he is. God has really blessed him with this effort. This is my Farm Rescue photo album. It's hopefully the first and the last time I'll have to ask Farm Rescue for help, but I figured it's such a spectacular event that I better document it for future reference. Here's John Weebner, head boss of the first team that came, and he's from New Mexico. And then I had to take pictures of the machinery since it was such awesome size and price. If you need help, don't hesitate. They're a great bunch to work with, and there's nothing at all to be embarrassed about. I know farmers are really a proud bunch. My husband was very proud when it came time to work cattle. He wouldn't ask the neighbors. It was a family, you do it yourself type of thing. And it's kind of old school. Now we get more accepting now with help. And it seems like there's more people now than ever before that has needed help.